guys, Mix here, and in today's video, as you guys could tell, I am not at my normal location. And as you guys know from the montage that you just watched, I drove all the way up to where I've been keeping my first dirt bike I ever bought. For some of you new guys that don't know about this bike, this is a United Motors DTF 150. It was my first dirt bike, as I just said. I've had a mini bike before that, but this is the first bike with a clutch, a dirt bike. And in today's video, we're bringing this thing back home, and there are gonna be more videos with this, because I barely get to see this thing, you know, every couple months. I come up here and I'm able to ride this, but as you guys can tell right now, it's not the prettiest thing. So we could definitely clean this thing up. It needs a new top end, because the thing smokes like crazy. There's so much oil in the exhaust. But it's probably been about 4 months or so since this thing's been ran. So when we get back from our trip, I definitely want to get this thing ready to go. The last time I rode it, the chain came off and it got all lodged up in there, so I might need to take off this case and everything and redo it all. But then once the chain is on, it should hopefully start up. Even though the top end is pretty bad on this thing, it has always started up. Smokes like crazy, but always started pretty quickly when it's like a cold start for the first time in months. So I'm definitely curious to see how long it'll take to start it this time. But when we get back, we're definitely going to try and do that. And yeah, I'm definitely really excited. Also, the S10 did amazing. This was its longest road trip yet with it, and it handled it like a champ. This thing is super low, and it was able to just take those bumps like a champ. The tires held up good. This thing's rear wheel drive, so going up these mountains, tires spin a little bit, but it did pretty good. But I'm just gonna finish up mounting it all up. I'm not that great with ratchet straps, and I accidentally bought the super long pair, so I'm literally wrapping it around the whole bike until I hook it on, because once this thing is full, it doesn't want to go anymore. But I got a bunch of bungee cords and everything like that, and chains, so we should be good to go. But man, this thing is so rigged up. Missing sprocket bolts. I never rode it with the rear brake because I never got a lever for it. I only used the front brakes, which is completely no pressure at all. Throttle cable is super sketchy. So we could definitely clean this thing up. And I mean, it could be a really nice bike. So I'm just gonna add a few more bungee cords and stuff to it, because that's what I'm used to. And I can honestly rig this thing up nice with just bungee cords. I mean, it's pretty solid how it is with just the 2 ratchet straps, but I'd rather have the bungee cords and stuff. So I'll throw those on now, and then we will hit the road. So I just put on as many bungee cords as I could. Way more solid now, so we should be good to go. So guys, our 300-mile journey back home begins now. Hopefully this thing doesn't fall down the expressway. Alrighty guys, so we are finally back, and the dirt bike is home for the first time. The thing held up in the truck pretty good. Thank God I put those bungee cords on though, or else that thing probably would have flown off. But it is finally back, and I'm super happy. But like I said earlier, I do want to try and maybe fire this thing up today. What I'm going to do first is try and throw in the chain quick. I think it might need to be tightened if it does go on, but after looking a little bit, it doesn't look that it's tangled up in there. So I guess last time I was working with this, I guess I got it all unbunched in there. But I'm gonna try and throw it on now, and then we'll see if it'll fire up. So the chain is on. It took a lot of pushing. There was a little, you know, bent in some places, so I had to loop it up quick. But I mean, the tension isn't bad at all. And when I set on it, it's probably gonna get even more tight. So it is perfect how it is. So what we're gonna just try and do is just turn on the fuel. I see fuel going through, and just try and start it. I'm not gonna try starter fluid or anything, just straight fuel. Okay, here we go. First time starting it for the first time in a few months. This kickstart was always so annoying. I forgot about this. Oh! Well, it started basically first kick. That is insane. Woo! This thing's so reliable. So guys, the thing just started right up. That's probably the first time in four months, I would say. And first hard kick, it fired right up. So that is awesome. I didn't keep it running for that long because I forgot that the kill switch doesn't work. And when I try and pull out the spark plug, it shocks you so intensely. So what I had to do is just stick my hand in there and totally cut off the carb with air. But hey, at least we know this thing still runs. I also need to get a proper throttle cable for it because this one is not going to cut it. I really want to try and ride this thing around real quick, but this throttle cable won't move for some reason. Last time I had it like this and I drove it around how it is, or rode it around how it is. I mean, I could try and figure it out real quick just to try and feel it, or just to try and see if I could get, you know, a quick ride on this. But I guess I'll see what I can do. It's like 5 minutes later, and I have the throttle cable all rigged up just for a short little lap around the backyard. But I mean, I think it should work for now, and worst comes to worst, the throttle gets stuck and I go through the fence. No, I'm kidding. If the throttle does get stuck, then I'll just pull on the clutch. But the throttle shouldn't get stuck because if it comes off these zip ties, there will be no throttle at all. So I should be fine. I should be. Alright, here we go. Take two. My setup needs to be tuned up a little bit. So what our problem is this is being pulled back too much, which is giving it throttle, because the throttle cable is too short inside for it to work for this bike. I'm still going to try and rig it up. All right, I think I finally got it. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. All right, let's take this thing for a rip. No, go die. That thing is too sketchy to ride around right now. I definitely need to make this thing way more safe. But this thing smokes a lot less than I thought it used to. Obviously, it still smokes a lot. I don't know if you guys can see the smoke coming out right now, but it is super oily in there. It smells like oil super bad right now. My little zip tie broke instantly when I gave it for the first throttle, but I just rolled with it like going like that. Then I went like this one time and I almost looped it, well, just crashed it. But guys, I'm super happy that this thing is at least running, and it runs good, but it needs that top end. So I am gonna have to look for a new piston for this and rings, and we could do that in one video. But anyway guys, stay tuned for videos with the pit bike, the NASCAR, the Kawasaki, anything, riding videos coming soon, everything. This thing is just a whole lot of Yeah, I just was like, this thing's a whole lot of trouble, and it almost just fell over. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends about the channel.